I'm Alan,
And I'm Sarah
and we're the class team.
at Realty One Group Dockside out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Today we're going to talk about HOAs and some of the things to look for with HOAs.
These are things you need to comb through the documents. You need to ask for all the documents when you are getting ready to purchase and utilize that during your due diligence period. So the first one is
Rental restrictions. A lot of communities don't allow short-term rentals. Some do. If you're renting, they would prefer it's long-term.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term down here is generally
not over 90 days.
It's like 6 months or more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing. Yeah.
If you're in the city limits of Myrtle Beach, they've defined it as 90 days or more.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful of that. We usually get all the HOA documents for you, so you can look through them, and we'll go through them with you to help you with, because some of the stuff is daunting.
And future rule changes, just be aware that just because these rules are in effect doesn't mean that a future board might arbitrarily decide and have the community vote on things such as getting rid of golf carts. You can have a golf cart now, but you might not be able to have that later, so keep that in mind. That can change.
Or vice versa. There's a neighborhood there was no golf carts allowed,
And then they
but
allow
younger people were moving in and wanted it. Now it became a lot of pressure to allow golf carts in the community.
And then HOA dues, you want to talk about how that's important? They always go up, not down.
Yeah, and usually they go up a lot more when you're in a condominium. Those go up ridiculous. The community I'm in, they've been the same. This was the first year they went up like $20. But I pay them yearly. It's due by April 15th, and that's it. I don't have to worry about it every month. Sarah's, yours are, I believe,
Every quarterly. But you just got to check on these things. They're not escrowed into your mortgage with the insurance. So these are things that you have to pay because you can get foreclosed on if you don't pay your HOA dues.
Yeah.
So special assessments are another thing you want to check. They're prevalent in condos, but they can also be in single family homes because of private roads. So you want to check and see if there's any special assessments and negotiate whether the seller is going to pay those. Those are things you could be negotiated in a contract. And financial health, you want to talk about why that's vital, because when you finance, you have to
Right. A
check
lot
the
of
budget.
banks will be looking for how much in reserves the HOA has, because if there is some catastrophic event, they want to make sure they can cover it without a severe impact to the residents.
Yeah, without creating another special assessment,
Right.
which is what could happen. And there are rules that could affect guests. So if you live in a gated community, there's a lot around here that require you to register your guest, and they have to check into the guardhouse and show their ID, and they get a copy of that. And there's also restrictions on how many guests you can have. Can you park in the street? If you plan on having a get together and entertaining is important to you, maybe that community isn't for you. So
Right. And even in, like my neighborhood, during the day you can park on the street, but at night every car has to be, and according to HOA, it has to be on pavement, concrete, on the driveway, not on your front lawn, not on, all four tires.
And a big thing in condos, HOAs, is insurance responsibilities. So they might cover the building, but they don't cover the interior.
Right, the interior would, if that's a condo, you would, they call it HO6 insurance. Very few condos do cover HO6 and the common area and building insurance, but otherwise that will be up to you to get your own individual condo insurance.
And there are some property management requirements. You want to make sure that the property management company that is over this community is legit and that they have the authority to do that, and see if there's any specific lease forms that have to be submitted if you're doing rentals, and just make sure you're checking through all of those documents. Like, what does the property management company require? Are they legit? Is this the process and protocol I go through?
Mm-hmm.
So another one is pending litigation. That's a big one in condo communities. Banks will not finance if there's pending litigation.
Right.
And that's big with builders. Like there's been several in our area that the community had litigation against the builder for whatever reason, and it was a structural thing. So the bank wouldn't write a loan. So you want to check.
Until that was all resolved.
Until that was. Community reputation is vital. You want to check and look online and the reviews of owners. Look at the community Facebook page, see what's being said. You want to make sure that it's, got a good reputation. Reputation's everything.
But that's also why you would call Sarah and I, because we know, like, we've had 2 listings in a community that everybody considers a really fantastic community to live in, but both owners said the exact same thing. And these are people that didn't know one another, lived at, you know,
Different parts of the community.
different parts of the community. The HOA was just out of control.
Yeah.
And they
Overbearing would be the word.
overbearing, and they couldn't, you know, one of them had already moved out, and he called the garbage company to come and get the pail, and he put the pail to the end, had his neighbor put the pail to the curb. Within minutes, he got a phone call from the HOA. He's getting fined if he doesn't get the pail put away. You know how I know? Because he called me and said, Alan, can you run by the house and put the pail away? All right. Fortunately, the garbage company already came and collected it.
Yeah. So these are things when you're buying that you're making sure that you check that out and do your due diligence. Use that due diligence period for the HOA looking into that. So
Right, and we would help you go through everything and explain any, and if it's out of our purview, we'll definitely
we'll refer you to an attorney. Yeah, and get you help there. You can check out specific communities on our website, www.classteam.com, KLASTEAM.
Or you can reach us at 843-699-6886, and that will get Sarah and myself. We'll put together, you get both of us. And if this video gave you any kind of good information, please share it with others, like the channel, and subscribe.